Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you to all of you who are joining us this live, and welcome to November. Can you believe it? We're less than 60 days away from 2025. The new year is going to be here before you know it. The time really does fly. I can't believe, again, November already here. But if you're looking to move to Las Vegas, or you already have and you're already living here, or are interested maybe in a market update, then you've found the right channel. My name is Mark Pepe, and I am a Las Vegas real estate professional, and I communicate with people daily who are looking to move to Las Vegas or already live here, and I love providing them some fantastic content. So if you are looking for content like this or it resonates with you, please subscribe here below and tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to learn about the current market here in Las Vegas, with so much evolving really almost daily. And there's been a lot going on recently that I'm going to share some updates with you on. Obviously, first, we just passed the general election a couple of days ago, which I know has caused some pause for a fair amount of buyers and even sellers, as I will share more data on that in a minute. And you might be wondering, what impact moving forward does an election have on the Las Vegas housing market? In any given year, home sales slow down slightly in the fall. It's a typical seasonal trend. However, according to data from BTIG, in election years, there's usually a slightly larger dip in home sales in a few months leading up to election day. Why, you might ask? Well, it's uncertainty. Many consumers hold off on making major decisions or purchases while they wait to see how the election will play out. It's a pattern that shows up time and time again, and it's particularly apparent for buyers and sellers in the housing market. Can you resonate with this? Well, the good news is these delayed sales are not lost forever. They're just postponed. History shows sales tend to rebound after the election is over. In fact, according to the National Association of Realtors, home sales have actually increased 82% of the time in the year after the election. That's because once the election dust settles, buyers and sellers have a sense of what's ahead and generally feel more confident moving forward with their decisions. And that leads to a boost in home sales. If history is any indicator, that means home sales in the Las Vegas Valley will uptick next year, will sell more next year. And based on the latest forecasts, according to Fannie Mae, that's exactly what you should expect. So, if you're waiting for a clear picture before making a move, just know the Las Vegas housing market is expected to pick up speed in the coming months, and interest rates are likely to drop while home prices are going to rise, especially if interest rates drop. Waiting may end up being very costly to you. Well, let's jump into some more Las Vegas housing stats, along with some of the upcoming events happening around town during the month of November. If you have any questions, please feel free to engage with me and ask questions or leave comments here below. Let's start with new listings. The new listings in September, we had 3,014 new listings. In October, we had 3,080 new listings. That's a 2.2% increase month over month, which is back in the positive range after seeing a small drop in September. Next is inventory. Now, these are for single family homes, not all condos and apartments, just single family only. September, we had 5,942 homes in the market. In October, we had 6,155 homes on the market. Now, that equates to a 3.6% increase. We were just under 4,000 homes a few short months ago, and now we've crossed over 6,000 for the first time in 5 years. It's a big difference to what we've been accustomed to earlier in the year, and really since COVID days. This obviously is good news for buyers and not as much for sellers, with more competition coming to the market. A quick reminder, housing inventory is a snapshot at the end of the month. The snapshot factors in new listings, new contracts, canceled escrows, listings put on hold, and expired listings. Of the 6,155 homes currently on the market, 4,272 are under $700,000. Then you have 927 that are between 700 and a million. And then you've got 956 that are north of $1 million. Next, let's talk about the month's supply, which refers to the number of months it would take for the current inventory of homes on the market to sell given the current sales pace. Now remember, 4 to 5 months supply would be considered average or a balanced market. In September, we were at 3.37 months. October, we dropped a little bit to 3.18. That's a 5.7% decrease. So sellers still have the advantage, but their leverage is waning a bit as we get closer to a more balanced market. It'll be very interesting to see what inventory does coming in the fall, as we get into the winter and holiday time frame. Let's now switch gears a little bit and talk about the average days in the market. In September, we're at 35 average days in the market. In October, we went up to 38. That's an 8.6% increase, which is on top of the 13% increase we experienced the month prior, which points to the market slowing down a tad, mainly, like I said, due to the election effect we discussed earlier. This also continues to speak to an increase in the number of price reductions we've been experiencing lately, due mostly to sellers not pricing their home accurately from the outset, which is so important, especially in today's market. This ultimately results in homes sitting on the market longer. But remember, don't get the price reductions confused with lower home prices. Next is new contracts, or homes that went into escrow, otherwise known as pending listing. In September, we're at 2,395. October, we jumped to 2,579, which is a 7.7% increase, which is a bit surprising to see this much of an increase during the election season, but it's good news nonetheless. Next is the sales price to list ratio. In September, we were at 98.9%. October, we went up to 99.2%. So sellers were ever so less flexible October, than they were prior in September. I'm a little surprised also to see with inventory and days in the market rising that we didn't see a dip in this percentage last month. It actually went up, so quite interesting to see that. Sellers are still holding on pretty strong to get every penny they possibly can, which again, isn't a complete surprise either. Next is the number of homes sold. In September, we were at 1,762. October, we were at 1,930. That's a 9.5% increase, which is a nice rebound from the 18% drop we experienced the month prior. And as I had mentioned earlier, with the election past us, this number should continue to rise. Keep in mind though, these are resales or new construction homes listed on the MLS. All of their new construction homes, which typically makes up about 1/3 of all home sales every month, are not included in these figures. So these numbers don't really paint a completely accurate picture of the total number of homes sold. Lastly, there is the median sales price for a single family home in September was $479,900. Remember, the all-time high in May of 2022 was $482,000, so we were really close to that number. However, in October, we dropped to $476,000. That is a 0.08% decrease. Now, this minimal drop is only the second time this year that we've seen sales price slip. Again, barely. Home prices are still up 7.2% since the beginning of the year, outperforming original projections of 4.5%. So again, it'll be really interesting to see what home prices do moving forward. I expect them to continue to rise, again, at a more moderate pace as they've done for the better part of this year. Well, this gives you a good feeling for how the housing market is performing. Let's switch gears now and highlight a number of higher profile events happening this month here in Las Vegas. And buckle up, there are a number of them. Let's start with a few local events that include Eldorado Days Rodeo, happening November 8th and 9th at the Plaza Hotel and Casino Arena. This is a Western-themed event celebrating Las Vegas' history, and it's always very, very popular among especially locals. Next is Market in the Alley. That is happening every Sunday this month around the valley. Typically, it's only one Sunday of the month. This month, it's happening every Sunday. This is an event, an opportunity to experience and support local artisans, makers, and creators. Next is Pause in the Park. Returns November the 9th at Desert Breeze Park. Got to bring your furry friend and enjoy this wonderful event. Next is Second Sunday at Downtown Container Park on Sunday, November the 10th. Come by and see live art and music along with over 20 local vendors from 2 to 6 p.m. This event is free for the whole family. Next, of course, you've got the 3 different farmers markets that happen weekly, every Saturday at Downtown Summerlin, then every Monday at Lee's Family Forum, formerly known as the Dollar Loan Center in Henderson, and then every Thursday at the District at Green Valley Ranch, which is also in Henderson. Next, there's the Las Vegas National Horse Show. It's happening at the South Point on November the 11th through the 17th. And there's the inaugural Neon City Festival happening in downtown Las Vegas, November the 22nd through the 24th. It's a first of its kind, free for all ages. A celebration of music, food, and art transforms the heart of Las Vegas into a sprawling, open-air playground, and is sure to be an awesome event. Then there is Enchant Christmas, which returns to the Las Vegas ballpark in Summerlin it's actually starting November 22nd and runs through the whole month of December. It is home to the world's largest Christmas light maze experience, set against the backdrop of 80,000 square feet of breathtaking light sculptures. It's a pretty cool experience to check out if you've not been in years past. Well, there are a number of concerts, comedy shows, and sport events that are also happening around town this month, as they do every single month. Remember, this is just a snapshot of who's performing and playing. It's not a complete list. So let's start out at Allegiant Stadium, where Billy Joel and Sting, quite a combination, is performing on November the 9th. Over at the Sphere, the Eagles are continuing their residency on November the 8th and 9th. They started back in late September, and it's been a big hit so far, and I know will continue through the end of the year. Then you've got T-Mobile Arena. Usher is performing November the 15th and the 16th. And the Beaches are performing November 21st. Over at Michelob Ultra Arena at Mandalay Bay, Chase Atlantic Live in North America Tour is performing on November 15th. Over at the Coliseum at Caesars Palace, Adele is continuing her residency November the 8th and 9th, 15th and 16th, and 22nd and 23rd. Then at Planet Hollywood at the Back Theater, you got Shania Twain continues her long residency November the 29th and 30th. At Fountain Blue, you've got Tears for Fears November 8th and 9th. And Pitbull is back also November 8th and 9th. And then you got Rex Orange County on November the 15th. At the Venetian, you've got Foreigner November 8th and 9th. The B-52s November the 11th, 15th, and 16th. And then Nick Carter is also performing on November 16th and 17th as well. Over at the House of Blues at Mandalay Bay, Santana, the legend himself, is performing tonight the 7th, also the 9th through the 10th. Then you got MC Magic, Baby Bash, and Lil Rob on November 8th. You've got the Drums November 16th. The Front Bottoms on November 21st. At the Wynn, Lionel Richie, the King of Hearts, is performing on November the 8th and 9th, the 13th, 15th, and 16th. At the Palms, Babyface is performing November 8th and 9th, and Charlie Wilson is performing on the 23rd. Then there's the Smith Center, which I highlight this every month because again, it's just a fantastic and unique venue for concerts and performing arts located in downtown Las Vegas. You've got Jim Caruso's Cast Party with Billy Stritch at the piano on November 8th. You got Melissa Errico, Soundheim in the City on November 9th. You've got Nickelodeon Presents Avatar, The Last Airbender in concert on November 16th. Then you have Bruce Harper and Naomi Morrow, Fall for Love on November the 19th. And there's a lot more events happening at the Smith Center. I can go on forever, but those are the main ones happening again at that fantastic venue. Then you got the Virgin Hotel. You got Ramon Ayala on November 9th. You got Manchester Orchestra and Thrice on November the 16th. You got Big Boy on November 22nd. And Livingston, a Hometown Odyssey Tour, Part 2 on November 29th. Then over at South Point, you got Frankie Avalon, November 7th, which is tonight, obviously. Then you got the Bronx Wanderers, November 8th through the 10th. The Righteous Brothers are back, November the 12th through the 14th. Human Nature, back to Sound of Motown, November the 21st through the 24th. Then over at the M Resort, which is in the far south part of the valley, and it's technically on Las Vegas Boulevard, so you can call it the Strip, but it's well removed from the main part of the Strip. They are hosting Night Ranger on November the 23rd. Then the Brooklyn Bowl over at the Link Promenade is hosting South House, an open format down south hip hop party on November the 15th. So if you love hip hop, that's a great event to be at. Then you got Ken Carson Chaos Tour on November 16th and Gimme Gimme Disco on November 29th. Let's switch gears now and talk about some comedy. Highlight some comedy shows happening around town. Over at the Dolby Live Theater at Park MGM, you've got Martin Lawrence, Y'all Know What It Is Tour on November 29th. Then you've got at the Cosmopolitan, Eliza Schlesinger, the Get Ready Tour on November 15th, Daniel Tosh on November 16th, and Chelsea Handler on November 30th. At T-Mobile Arena, Joe Coy is performing on November the 8th. Over at House of Blues, Jessica Kirsten is performing on the 29th of November. And then the Jimmy Kimmel Comedy Club at the Link Promenade also. Jill Kimmel is performing on November 8th and 9th. And Farrell Dillon is performing multiple dates, really almost the whole month of November. And then you get Adam Carolla on November the 14th. At Harrah's, you've got Carlos Mencia on November 11th, the 17th and 18th, and 24th and 25th. And there's also Paul Zardine on November 21st through the 23rd. Over at the Palms, George Lopez is back November the 15th and 16th. And then at Brad Garrett's Comedy Club at MGM, Brad Garrett himself is performing November the 7th and 8th and the 14th through the 16th. Then there's Kristen Key, November the 9th and 10th, and Sarah Colonna, November the 11th through the 13th and the 17th. Excuse me. Then there is April Macy on November the 18th through the 21st and the 24th. So a busy month at Brad Garrett's Comedy Club. As for sporting events happening this month, the signature event that is returning is Formula One, taking over the Las Vegas Strip on November the 21st through the 23rd, with the Las Vegas Grand Prix taking place on the evening of the 23rd. This is the second year Las Vegas is hosting this prestigious event and has a contract in place for another 8 years beyond 2024. So sure to be another exciting event. Last year it was a bit of a mess with all the construction and the road closures and the restaurants that were blocked off. So they're trying to get that fixed this year. But again, it's quite the scene to see cars going over 200 miles an hour on the Las Vegas Strip. Some additional sporting events happening around town. You got the Vegas Golden Knights looking to continue their strong start to the season with multiple games at T-Mobile Arena in November. The Las Vegas Raiders have home games at Allegiant Stadium on November 24th versus the Denver Broncos. And UNLV football looks to continue their strong season with home games at Allegiant Stadium on November the 16th versus San Diego State and November 30th against their rivals, UNR, which is the University of Nevada, Reno. You know, UNLV has really put college football in Las Vegas on the map this year. You've got to go catch one of these games if you can before the season ends. Next is the Vegas Showdown, which is a college basketball doubleheader at T-Mobile Arena on November 27th, featuring Furman versus Seattle, followed by the marquee matchup of Duke versus Kansas. They call those schools two blue bloods in college basketball. Next, there is the Players Era College Basketball Thanksgiving Festival, November the 26th through the 30th, so over Thanksgiving, at MGM Garden Arena, featuring a tournament with the University of Houston, the University of Alabama, Rutgers University, Notre Dame, San Diego State, Creighton, Oregon, and Texas A&M all squaring off. I'd say March Madness is coming a bit early to Las Vegas. There is one other significant event that is happening in November that doesn't really fall into the category of a concert, a comedy, or sporting event, and that is the SEMA Convention. That stands for Specialty Equipment Marketing Association. It's one of the largest conventions in the world at 160,000 attendees, and it's taking place at the Las Vegas Convention Center now through November 8th. This show is a trade association that supports the automotive aftermarket industry and showcasing new innovative products while connecting industry buyers from all over the world. Well, I can assure you, as you have heard, you will never run out of events to attend while living here in Las Vegas. No other city even comes close. As always, things constantly change. New events are added and others are canceled. So be sure to stay on top of all these events that you're planning to attend. Every venue and resort has a complete list of all their events on their website that you can check out. Well, I hope you found this November 2024 market update and upcoming event schedule valuable. So make sure you subscribe below and comment if you have any questions or found this video helpful. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to check out our other videos on Las Vegas and the surrounding areas so you can continue to get a realistic sense of what it would feel like to live here in the Las Vegas Valley. If you're planning on making a move, whether it be next month or even next year, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or even schedule a Zoom appointment here in the description below. Having relocated myself to Las Vegas Valley over 16 years ago now, I know firsthand all of the moving parts and nuances with picking up and starting over in a new city. Trust me, it is absolutely doable and you can do so pretty quickly. That's why I'm so passionate about helping people just like you make a smooth and a stress-free move to Las Vegas. So I want to thank you again, all of you who've joined us on this live market update. And I'd also like to wish you and your loved ones a wonderful and happy Thanksgiving later this month. We have so much to be grateful for. So until next time, we hope to show you around town very, very